Hello children, today we are going to learn about heat, which is chapter number 4 of your science book. Children, as all of you know that it's winter season and we usually wear woolen clothes in this season. And when we wear woolen clothes, we feel warm. You know why? Because the heat of the body is protected by the sweater and we feel warm. The same way when you come out in the sun, you feel warm because you get the heat from the sun and you feel warm. When you rub your palm, they become warm because the kinetic energy of hands is converted into heat energy. In the same way, when a fuel is burned, heat is produced. When you hold an ice cube in your hand, you feel cold. Ice absorb heat from your hand. As you lose heat, you feel cold. So, we can say that heat is a form of energy which causes our body to become hot. Heating or cooling of our body is due to gain or loss of heat to or from the body. Heat flows from hotter body to the cooler body and never from a cooler body to a hotter body. Now, what is heat? Heat is a form of energy which makes us to feel the sensation of coldness and hotness. And heat is measured in joules or calories. SI unit of heat is joule. Heat causes change in temperature, change of state, expansion and chemical change. Now children, in everyday life, we touch many objects. Some give us a sensation of hotness and some give us sensation of coldness. Some objects are hotter than the other while some are colder than others. We decided with the help of our sense of touch. However, we must remember that our sense of touch can sometimes be misleading. And sometimes the sense of touch can deceive us. If you touch a hot object and a cold object with your hand, you feel the difference, but you cannot say by how much. We therefore need a reliable measure for knowing the hotness or coldness of a body. And this reliable measure is known as temperature. The degree of hotness or coldness of an object on some chosen scale is called its temperature. And the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Some commonly used units of temperature are degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. And we people use thermometer to measure the temperature of our body. Now there are two types of thermometer, laboratory thermometers and clinical thermometers. A laboratory thermometer is used in laboratories for measuring temperature while performing experiments. The commonly used laboratory thermometers have a range from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of a human body. The clinical thermometer has a range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. And the normal temperature, normal human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Now your next topic is transfer of heat. The flow of heat from a body at higher temperature to another body or to another part of the same body at lower temperature is called transfer of heat. And there are three distinct ways in which heat is transferred. These are conduction, convection and radiation. Let us study these three modes of transfer in detail. The very first is conduction. Children, you must have experienced that a metal spoon kept in a pan of boiling water also gets heated. This happens because of the conduction. Heat from the hot liquid flows to the metal spoon. Now, what conduction is? Conduction is the process of transfer of heat in a body from hotter end to the colder end without any actual movement of the molecules of the material. The transfer of heat by the process of conduction takes place only in solids. Now, how heat flows by conduction? Children, the particles of solids are very closely packed with little space between them. All particles vibrate at their fixed positions. When a material is heated, its particles vibrate fast and bang into the particles next to them. Thus, the heat is carried from one particle to another just like a relay race. Heat can be conducted from one body to another only when they are in contact with each other and at different temperatures. Children, do all the solid substances pass heat through them easily? No, all solids do not allow heat to pass through them. There are some materials which allow heat to pass through them quickly. They are called good conductors of heat. All the metals like silver, copper, aluminum, iron, and alloys like brass and stainless steel are good conductors of heat. The materials which do not allow heat to pass through them are called bad conductors of heat or insulators. Paper, wood, leather, etc. are bad conductors of heat or insulators. Children, air and water are also bad conductor of heat. Most liquids and gases are also bad conductors of heat. Children, as I told you that water and air are poor conductors of heat as they do not allow heat to pass through them by conduction. It does not mean that they do not allow heat to pass through them. The heat flows through them by another mode or method called convection. Now, what is convection? It is the process of transfer of heat in a liquid or a gas by the actual movement of the particles of the liquid or gas is called convection. Now, how heat flows by convection? Children, when a liquid or a gas is heated, its particles near the source of heat get heated and move upward. The space left by them is quickly filled by the colder particles from the surroundings. Now, these particles get heated and rise upwards. Gradually, more and more particles keep on getting heated. The process continues till the whole fluids get heated. Thus, in the process of convection, the heat gets transferred by the actual movement of particle within the substance. Children, in our daily life, we apply the principle of convection current to a number of situations as air coolers and air conditioners are fitted at higher level on the walls of offices and homes so that the cold air generated by them moves downwards and be more effective in cooling the whole room quickly. In the same way, room heaters are placed at or near the floor of the rooms. The air heated by them rises up, setting convection current in the room. This heats up the air of the room quickly and uniformly. In the same way, ventilators are made near the ceilings of a room because the air we breathe out is warmer and rises and goes out through the ventilators. Cool and fresh air enters the room through windows and doors which are much below. Now, the next mode of transfer of heat is radiation. Children, you feel warm when you sit in front of an electric heater. How does the heat travel from the heater to your body? The air between you and the heater is a bad conductor of heat, therefore, heat cannot be transferred due to conduction. The heat cannot even be transferred due to the convection because the hot air surrounding the heater will become light and rise upwards and not towards you sitting in front. When the heater is switched off, you immediately feel cold. This shows that air around you remains cold. Thus, there must be a third process of transfer of heat in which the medium is not heated and yet there is a transfer of heat. This process is called radiation. All the bodies give out energy that travels in the form of radiation through space. We receive heat from the sun by radiation. Most of the space between the sun and the earth is vacuum. The heat from the sun reaches us traveling through vacuum. The heat energy transferred without the need of any medium is called radiant heat. Now, what radiation is? Radiation is the process of transfer of heat from a hot body to a cold body without affecting the medium. Radiation needs no medium, and radiation is the fastest mode of heat transfer as compared to conduction and convection. Now, the last topic is thermoflask. A thermoflask is a special type of vessel which keeps hot liquid hot and cold liquid cold for a long time. It is made in such a way that it reduces the loss or gain of heat by conduction, convection, and radiation.